Every time I catch sight of the rain, my mood inevitably plummets. Rain has never been my favorite. The reason is quite simple. I harbor numerous sorrowful memories associated with rain. It was under the rain that my partner ended our relationship. I encountered an accident, and countless unfortunate incidents crossed my path. Speaking of which, there was a particular incident during my elementary school years that also took place in the rain. After school, my classmates and I took turns in performing janitorial duties. That day it was my friends and my turn. While engaging in playful banter, we ended up losing track of time, failing to complete our tasks before the end of the school day. It was only when thunder rumbled and the sky grew ominously dark that we noticed the impending rain. My friend alerted me to the approaching downpour, urging me to hurry home. Since I hadn't anticipated rain when I left for school that morning, I didn't have an umbrella. If I failed to make it back home in time, I would undoubtedly be drenched. Disregarding the rain, my friend and I decided to walk home. We managed to cover some distance, fortunately, before the rain started pouring down. Eventually, we reached a point where we had to part ways, as we lived in different villages. Crossing the rugged path through the forest, I realized that raindrops were already descending. Hastily, I raised my hand to shield my head and quickened my pace, aiming to reach home as swiftly as possible. Understandably, in situations like mine, most people would opt to run in order to evade a thorough soaking. Although the road leading to my house was unpaved, it was relatively even and lacked loose stones, making it easier to traverse. Despite this, I stumbled unexpectedly. Quietly musing, I concluded that the slippery nature of the dirt path was the culprit behind my loss of balance. Consequently, I found myself sprawled face first into a puddle, drenching my entire body. The impact of the fall resulted in a sharp ache radiating from my foot, indicating a possible sprained ankle. Running was now out of the question, and even walking became a struggle. Each step was painstakingly slow as I gingerly made my way forward. Limping along, I eventually reached the outskirts of the village, near the aging banyan tree. Rain soaked every inch of my being, and my throbbing foot intensified my discomfort. Seeking respite, I decided to take a brief rest beneath the tree. Its branches provided some shelter from the torrential downpour. I sat there, allowing myself a moment of reprieve, while the throbbing pain in my foot persisted. As time passed, the rain grew more relentless, leaving me increasingly uncertain about how I would manage to make it home. Walking, the only option left, entailed a distance of over 300 meters. Gazing into the distance, I suddenly noticed a figure approaching from afar. This person was carrying an umbrella and strolling with an air of tranquility, unaffected by the urgency I felt to seek shelter. Notably, the umbrella in possession was made of oil paper, a type rarely seen in my area, but frequently featured on television. The individual appeared youthful, yet his attire exuded an old-fashioned charm. A sense of familiarity washed over me, though his identity eluded my memory. To my surprise, he seemed to recognize me and approached with an amicable demeanor. After I mentioned the pain in my foot, he promptly offered to carry me home. Grateful for his kindness, I couldn't bring myself to decline the gesture. As we walked together, an unbidden question emerged from within me. Who was this person, and why did he seem so familiar? I couldn't recall his identity despite a lingering sense of recognition. Sensing my curiosity, He mentioned that he had once carried me on his back when I was younger. I couldn't ascertain the veracity of this claim, but I genuinely couldn't recall who he was. Eventually, he indeed carried me all the way home. When I turned around to express my gratitude once more, I realized that he had vanished, though I couldn't determine when exactly he had left. Upon reaching home, I examined my foot and noticed an unusual bruise around my ankle. It appears as if though someone had forcefully grabbed my foot, causing me to fall. The following morning, I woke up and proceeded to school as usual. As I stepped onto the street, I unexpectedly encountered my young neighbor. The moment I laid eyes on his face, I immediately remembered the identity of the person who had carried me. It was his father. However, his father had passed away several years ago. I was astonished, and I recounted to the boy how his father had carried me home the previous night. At first, the boy dismissed my account as nonsense, finding it difficult to believe. But then, he revealed that it was his father's birthday yesterday, and perhaps, just maybe, he had truly returned.